So I was planning on making a video about a show I recently watched, but then Emo Coachella was announced, so I had to talk about it. So When We Were Young is a music festival that's going to be happening in Las Vegas on October 22nd, 2022. 2000. Okay, sorry. I thought there might be like a number like thing, like 22, but that would be in February. I did not count the bands, but from what I've seen, it's approximately 65 bands, which is a lot, and therefore some people are criticizing whether this is actually going to happen, whether this is just a scam. And I feel like it's valid, especially knowing that Live Nation is organizing this. Live Nation organized the whole Astroworld concert with Travis Scott, which I think that was about a couple of months ago. They were responsible for the incident. Other people were responsible too. But Live Nation, however, does have a history of organizing lots of concerts and festivals, some of which have gone very wrong. I would say most of which don't, though. So I kind of feel like we need to keep that in mind. But since the tragedy that happened not too long ago is still so present, I can completely understand why people are like just very sketched out by this festival that is promising so many bands and all in one day. So after the initial excitement about the bands, the nostalgia, the madness of this event taking place, especially in the middle of these times. I don't want to say the P word, panorama. And well, after the initial excitement, it's kind of like reality hits and you're just kind of like questioning like, well, what are the logistics behind this? And so some people are upset that Live Nation is organizing this. They're saying that Live Nation is just trying to get some money in order to pay all their lawsuits that they have after the Travis Scott incident. There is also a no refund policy on tickets, which are extremely expensive. And I feel like, hold on, I have the page here. Okay, the cheapest ticket is $225. And from there it just goes up. I feel like there's like a hotel and ticket packages, which are like $500. There's a VIP cabana, which is $12,500. So the VIP cabana caught my attention because it seemed too good to be true, and it just kind of reminded me of Fire Festival. And a lot of people are saying this is going to be like Fire Festival, where it's a scam. I can see why people would think that, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe in a few months, I will eat my words and I will look like a fucking dumbass because it was a scam. But I feel like there's good intention here. Like, they did choose the bands. They did take their time to choose the bands that they chose, which is something like I'll touch on later. But, if there's one reason that I think like this might not happen, it's just because of like Corona. Like, it's very simple. It's that. Like, there's not much else to it. There are a lot of bands, so one of the reasons that might be is because some bands are gonna have to pull out when the time comes. I feel like I don't know, that could be it, but honestly, I just think that if this doesn't happen, it's because of logistics in terms of like what the worldwide health situation is like. On the one hand, we have these reasons that I feel like are pretty valid. I can understand people's concerns with these things. But then on the other hand, we have really stupid concerns, like really stupid things that have irked me that I've read online in the past 24 hours, maybe 48. I'm trying to remember when I find out about this festival, but anyways, I kind of want to like shut some of those down because they make no sense to me. For example, the main one being that, why am I talking so much with my hands today? The main one being that it's impossible to fit this many bands in one day. And stop. Like, you have never been to Warped Tour and it shows. Like, Warped Tour, for anybody who doesn't know, weird, but okay. For anybody who doesn't know, was a festival. I think it started in the 90s, I want to say late 90s, and it was definitely around until at least 2016. I can't remember, the last one was in 2016, 2017, but around there. And well, it was a festival that would be held in different cities around the US during the summer. I think it was mainly during June, July, maybe even August. And they had a whole bunch of dates. Like, I feel like there were probably like 30 dates. And they went everywhere. East Coast, West Coast, in between. I was lucky enough to go for 3 years in a row when I was 13, 14, and 15. I got to go to the Atlanta venue twice, and then on the third time I went, it was in Charlotte, North Carolina. So very great experience, very formative experience. Thank you, Mom, for paying for my tickets. At this festival, you go to the venue, you go to the city that, on the day that Warped Tour is in that town. And also, I think tickets were like $15, $20 at most. So like that has nothing to do with what is being charged here. But all right, and so you get there, and the first thing you hand in your ticket, whatever. First thing you do is you go to like this big inflatable. I'm gonna put a picture here. This big like inflatable that had like all the bands that were gonna be there on that day. You already knew beforehand, and at what time they would play. So I found different pictures on the internet about. I found different pictures on the internet of some dates that had 7 different stages, some that had 8 different stages, but generally I feel like that it was around that many stages that you had, and you did have about like 70 bands playing in one venue. I did the math of this picture that I found, and then I found a couple of others that, okay, give or take, like maybe 10 or more 10 more, 10 less bands, but that is how many artists were there on one day, and they all played. Some had shorter sets, some had longer sets, but there was no issue. Like, if they were gonna be there, they were gonna be there, and you were gonna be able to see them. However, that's kind of where like that's kind of where your logistics come in. Like, you have to organize, and you have to decide who you want to see, and you have to figure out where each stage is, how long it's going to take for you to get from one point to another. Also, you had to take into account time in between sets, which was taken into account on this little like billboard that they had at the entrance. So you always knew more or less like when the real set was going to start. If you were smart, you would go when the band that was before the band you wanted to see was ending. So you'd like listen to a song, you had no idea like what the lyrics were, who the band was. Maybe you didn't even like them, like you despised them. I've had this happen. And you would just kind of stand there, and then once all the fans for that artist left, you would go up, and then you could get closer up to the artist you really wanted to see. However, if you did that, you usually had to wait like half an hour in the scorching sun until the artist finally came out. But hey, then you were almost front row. It's very hard to be front row, but strategies. So if that is like that is the main criticism I'm seeing, and I feel like it's very stupid. It makes no sense. These bands could very easily play all in one day, all in one venue. Hell, they even have more hours. Like Warped Tour was less than 12 hours. Here they're planning for 13, so could totally happen. Oh, also that really stupid schedule that was like going around. Some people were like, there's only gonna be 3 stages. Okay, that schedule is so fake. There isn't even time in between sets. Like, it makes no sense. Like, do you not understand that like the band that was just playing like has to like take down their equipment, put it away, and then the band that's coming on has to like set up their equipment, they have to do a sound check. Like, oh, that just irked me. So people just don't know. It's just like, why would you even believe any of that? Anyways, there are a couple of bands I feel like are missing, but that's just kind of nitpicking. I'm really sad Say Anything isn't on this, and I'm also really sad Brand New isn't on this. I don't know if Brand New ever was at Warped Tour. Should I Google that really quickly? Yes, they were in 2003. God, this is bright. Oh my God. and say anything, I know they've been at Warped Tour because I saw them. I saw them my first time at Warped Tour, and that was an amazing show. Amazing. That was one of the big bands that was playing. God, that was crazy. Good memories. Okay, here's my conclusion to all of this. So there are some good points, you know, there are some valid criticisms that this is a very unlikely, this is not very unlikely, this is an unlikely festival, like it's unlikely to happen. I get that. I feel like that's very pessimistic. That's very emo of you to think that. On the other hand, I do, if it comes down to logistics, which is again one of the biggest criticisms I saw, throw that shit away because that's stupid. Like this can be done. I don't know if it's going to be done correctly, but can it be done? Yes, it used to be done like 30, 40 times in the summer during like 15, 20 years. That's how long Warped Tour went on. And that's basically what this was, except it was several days during the whole summer in different cities. Same amount of bands, even less hours, and it always got done. I personally have no real expectation of going, so it doesn't really matter whether it works out or it doesn't. I don't think I could. First of all, because I'm in a foreign country. Second of all, I'm broke, so it's just not gonna happen. But even if I did have the money, I don't know if I would actually pay it. Like even the $250 ticket, like I got really excited, and I feel like this might have happened to a lot of people. I got really excited when I saw these names of all these bands that I know, and just I felt so much nostalgia, and to like see them play. Of course, the first thing I thought of was Warped Tour, and I saw that happened to a lot of people. As the day went on, and I kept like, more things kept showing up, of course, you know, algorithms. I kind of like, I revisited this flyer and looked at like what the bands were, and I was like, what bands would I really like want to see? Like being full on, like just 100% honest. Well, My Chemical Romance for sure. I didn't like them when I was a teenager. I actually like them a lot more as an adult now. I feel like they're the OGs of emo, so I'm glad they're here, even though maybe like Fall Out Boy isn't, or some of those other bands. But good for them, love them. So Dance Gavin Dance for sure. I will always be sad I never got to see them when I was in the US. And then, like, wait, there was one more. Oh, and La Dispute. And La Dispute was, of course, God, I can't believe I never got to see them. Well, anyways, and that's it. That's it, just 3 bands. Am I forgetting one? Oh, okay, Taking Back Sunday, yeah. Taking Back Sunday, and, oh, and 303 because it's just like, I feel like it's meme music. I would go see 303 just so I could sing like the first like 10 seconds of like their hit songs. You know, the one where he's like, I'm a vegetarian. That one, and that one they did with Katy Perry that I remember was like really catchy. But that's it. Mind you, I have a lot of love for a lot of these bands, and I definitely like at least 2 songs from all of these bands. Okay, almost all of them. I'd probably say maybe like 10. I don't know. I'm happy to see Thursday is going to be there. I'm really sad I gave away my Thursday shirt. So many things I'm sad I gave away. My purple hoodie. Those things would have been perfect for this video. I couldn't find my Vans shirt, which is fucked up because I bought it less than 2 months ago, and I'm really upset. I don't know where it is. So I just had to settle for a Welcome hoodie today, but you guys get the vibe. I feel like that's pretty much all I have to say. I really hope I'm not forgetting anything. This isn't really that important, but it is nice to make something that doesn't require me to research that much. This was just basically like going online and seeing like what little info there is now. I hope it works out. I hope it is the emo festival, the emo Coachella of all our dreams. I hope friends or people I follow on social get to go. If I had the chance, I don't know if I'd go. Like maybe I'd go if I was like part of like a press thing. Like I don't know if I was like able to like interview people or get some like backstage access or something, then I'd probably be like hell yeah. But otherwise I'd be like I don't think so. But mad respect for whoever organized this and for all these bands, all these people, because behind these artists are lots of people. All these people who have agreed to do this. I hope it works out, especially for the artists. Like, I can't imagine how great it must be for them to see fans, like hardcore fans, that have grown up with them or have maybe just kind of like re-found them during the pandemic, or maybe even people who have discovered them during the pandemic. I've seen a lot of that too. So that's all I have to say. So I think it was yesterday, but I'd already finished filming that video, editing it, and I was going to post it, and then it was announced that they were going to add another day to the festival. So I don't know really where to add that, but I did think it was interesting because it's, oh god, my hair. It's announced that it's going to be all the same bands, just on a second day. And from what I could see, it seems like the bands have been informed. As soon as it was posted, I should have taken screenshots, but as soon as it was posted, a lot of the bands came out to support and be like, hell yeah, we're gonna be there. And I don't know, I thought that was surprising because I feel like a lot of us thought that it was fake. But okay, best of luck to the organizers, to the bands, and to the people that bought tickets, because they are completely sold out. So I can't wait to see how this unfolds in a few months. All right, that's really the end now, for now.